welcome back to my channel. Um, I wanted to briefly go over today about the chemotherapy that I mentioned in yesterday's video called Rituximab and why I'm on it. Before we actually get into that treatment, I want to talk a little bit about the basic anatomy behind it to help you understand why I am on the medication that I'm on. Let's start off with what are B cells? Well, B cells are known as lymphocytes. And what lymphocytes do is they basically attack uh, the infections in our body, whether they be bacterial or viral. B cells are grown in the bone marrow. So the way these B cells work is they make these Y-shaped proteins, and these Y-shaped proteins are called antibodies. And what these do is they are specific to a specific pathogen or disease. What they do is when they lock onto the surface of these pathogens, they they signal to other immune cells to attack that cell because it's bad. So what happens is in autoimmune diseases, these B cells continue to attack once the virus or the bacterial infection has been destroyed. So basically, they are attacking healthy cells, okay, which is what is in my specific case. I had the flu. The flu ended, but then my B cells decided that they wanted to just continue to attack. So they began to attack healthy nerve cells and whatnot, which caused me to begin to lose sensation and feeling, and then eventually motor function as well. And that may be what some of you all are dealing with. So what is rituximab? So I said rituximab is a chemotherapy. A lot of people want to associate chemotherapy strictly with cancer, and that's just not the case. Chemotherapy, like other medications, can be used for a variety of different things, and the research is out there that supports it, and I will post some links to some research articles in the description so that you can go in and read some of these articles for yourself. But basically, the way that this specific chemotherapy works, or what it's called, is B cell depletion. The major purpose of this medication is basically to go in and destroy the malignant or the bad B cells that continue to attack your nervous system, or wherever it's attacking, to basically eliminate those, while at the same time maintaining good B cell immunity, because there are B cells out there that we need. Okay, just because there are some bad ones or some malignant ones, it doesn't mean that all of them are bad. It just means that we have a few bad apples. And so a good way to think about how these B cells are acting within our bodies whenever they're acting up like this would use maybe an example from Rocky IV for some of you guys that are old enough to remember Rocky IV. If you remember in the movie, when Ivan Drago and Apollo Creed are fighting, and Ivan Drago's got him up against the ropes, and he's just beating Apollo Creed to death. Apollo had been beaten, okay? There was nothing he could do. He knew in his mind it was over. There was nothing he could do. So Ivan Drago had won the fight. However, he continued to punch and continued to punch, continued to punch. And he just kept going, okay? And so that's basically the same way these B cells are. They've defeated the disease. In my case, it was the flu, but yet they decide to continue to attack and multiply and find more cells to attack and more cells to attack. And thus it causes those of us out there dealing with autoimmune diseases or even cancer to begin to lose function in certain areas. The chemotherapy, it's a very basic in the way that it was described to me from my neurologist, is Rituximab is a very low dose chemotherapy. It's one of the mildest forms, meaning there's going to be very little side effects from it. The most that I've read is people getting maybe nauseous, having some pains. Uh, it can cause rigor in the body, which is kind of a stiffening in the body where the muscles stiffen up. I have not suffered any of those side effects. As a matter of fact, I've not, to my knowledge, suffered any side effects whatsoever. Um, I have been, each time I have taken the medication, I have been given a cocktail of other medications, Tylenol for any pain that I may have, a steroid injection to help with any kind of inflammation or any other possibilities that may rise. And then Benadryls have been administered completely. Then the Rituximab is began. Now, the length of the Rituximab is going to be based upon your body and the way that your body handles it. In my case, the 3 different doses that I've had one that was a gradual titration, or basically the speed of the drip is increased as the treatment continues through over an amount of time, and or it can just be full drip from the beginning to the end. And so in that case, it can take anywhere from 90 minutes to about 3 hours. And today's treatment for myself was about 3 hours. It's been so long since I've had it. The doctors wanted to be careful and make sure that I still had a good tolerance to the drug. So instead of just giving it to me full force and us having any kind of complications, we eased into it and gradually increased the drip as the treatment went on. This will be the last, not the last treatment, but this will be the last dosage for a while. My neurologist wants it to occur about every 6 months. And so this will be the last time I actually talk about it for a while. I may receive another dosage come around December or so based on what my neurologist wants me to do from here. So that's it for today. I just kind of wanted to give you a heads up. This is an option out there. There are other treatments out there, and I will discuss those at later times. So again, if you have any questions, any comments, if there's anything else that I haven't covered, and I understand this is my second video, but as we go through this, if there's anything else that you want me to cover, please just feel free to leave a comment below. I will look into it. I want to thank you again for tuning in. I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for your support. I think at the time of making this video, the first video had somewhere close to 200 views already with 17 subscribers, and that's blowing me away. But I wanted to continue to grow so that we can reach more people. And again, the way I understand the way YouTube works is you've got to have the views in order for the messages to get out there, for the maximum amount of people to be exposed to the videos. So again, I thank you. I hope you have a blessed day, and I will see you next time.